Okay, it's August 10th. We've got about an hour and 10 minutes before the open. Congress is going to be voting today on their big spending packages and stuff at 11. Right now the volume is super thin, super sluggish. Our 3-minute tick range is under 10, which is extraordinarily low. And as the old saying goes, don't diddle in the middle, which is basically where we're at right now. So there's just a big whole lot of nothing going on, as the song says. So I don't know, really have any idea what to expect, except I suspect it's going to be the dreaded mixed trading. We might get a spike in some direction or other. If it's something that we can read and jump on board, get an early few ticks early in the session, then we might take a shot at doing that. But I don't expect there to be anything significant until during or after the vote by our esteemed leaders in Washington. So we'll just see what the day brings. But it's probably going to be boring. Okay, while I was recording that, we just had a 20-tick pop. And that's exactly the kind of thing that happens. When things are super thin like this, it doesn't take a lot of contract, doesn't take much of an order size to come in and sweep the book up a few points or down a few points. So our volume reads really aren't particularly helpful or significant. Our levels aren't really holding except at a very macro level. In other words, if we're really on the edges, which we're not currently. So that's the kind of thing we can look for, and that's not conducive to this style of trading, where we're really trying to get in at a good level, and we're looking for a 50 to 120 tick run in some direction with some volume and momentum behind it. So that's the news. Alright, so we're about 4 minutes before the open, and we are in the same range that we were before. Our 3-minute tick range is going between 20, 30 ticks on spikes. For the most part, though, it's very sluggish, staying under 20. We're just kind of rotational around the VPOC on the shorter time frames that we brought up. On our 15-minute anchored from the low here, okay, our VPOC is sitting at about 39.75, 39.5, and the current VPOC on our composite for today is at 42, so that's going to be a heavy range right in there, which we've seen, right? So we came up, we touched 50 exactly. We sold off to a low of 37. We've had one other run up there, got to 48.75, and so we've just been in that 10-point range there, so within about a 40-tick range, which is pretty sad for the MNQ. We'll see what happens on the open. Stay tuned. Alright, we're just about to come into the open here. Cumulative deltas 2500 plus, and we're still in our pretty much the middle of the trading range that we've been in pretty much all night. Bottom of the range. came off our RTH signal there. Tapping into signal. Boom. Big buyers, new high. Okay, we're trying to push up, get out of the orbit of 50. I thought we had done it. We'll find out. Back to our volume point of control. Fell for the head fake. Okay, see if we get down to quarter and what happens between quarter and mid. Basically got a double bottom there at about 28. Alright, there's our mid. Alright. That could be all she wrote. So we punched through 20 down into mid. Got as low as 19 3/4. Bounced off of that with some vigor. So I'm not looking to reshort this right now. We did manage to get 2 into that move, so yeah. Right back up. Okay, that's top of the value range. We'll probably come back, retest quarter. We'll see. If it breaks down below mid, we'll reevaluate our shorts. But I'm thinking it's going to come test our 25 again and probably lift off from there, because we just don't have solid direction. I mean, these are still just opening swing moves. The range for the MNQ is still very tight. Yeah, when you see price pause and the volume thin out, and it doesn't take much to push it around when that happens. Sure wish I wouldn't have fallen for that head fake north. Ah! But 600 contracts pushing through. Fooled me. At least we got on the right side of things eventually. Alright, so coming back into settlement and the session open, there's quarter. Still no volume to speak of. We're still 1,300 contracts long. I shouldn't say contracts. You know what I mean. Cumulative delta is still positive. So that would have been a good little scalp, but I don't trust it. I don't think it's going to go far. And so the problem you have with the micros, you put one on there, it comes up there, you got to move your stop somewhere, because if it breaks, you know, if it breaks down below mid, it could run. So you get a few points positive, you come back up to break even, and then it comes and gets you, and you know, there's the risk-reward ratio just isn't there in this kind of choppy market. Because there's our top of the value area where we tested and fell off of before. So anyway, you get the idea. So this would have been a scalp play, and I don't really care for pure scalp. So 25, 35, 40 tick max, assuming you got in perfectly and got out perfectly, there it was. Who gets in and out perfectly? I don't know. I mean, so now we're looking, even though we got 400 contracts, the coloration and so forth, the way we fell off that again, looks like we could just be turning south. But how far? Well, we're going to go back to 25. We're going to have to retest into mid, which we rejected off of very strongly before. So again, my prediction is we're going to be stuck in a range here between 19 and probably 44, but specifically 35. We're just going to be stuck in this range, basically rotational. Okay, pretty good volume coming down into it. But remember, we had 547 before, so we tested back into mid. Again, a buy scalp, if you're brave. Would have been a tight stop just under the previous low. So far you wouldn't have got shit out of it. Yep, there it goes. Alright. Is it going to hold and sail south? Or is it going to continue to reject off? Okay, coming back to retest mid. Back up to our quarter. So if you were in a short there, your stop has to be above this red block here, really above that candle, 32. So you're talking about, yeah, I mean, it's just a crazy stop, considering that you don't have that far to go till you get down to the composite VPOC, and you know it's going to react off of that, right? So, yeah, not for me. We're going to see this kind of choppy movement. Now, that doesn't mean it can't grind its way down there, eventually grind its way down to even money, which is just above our RTH signal. So, could it do that? Sure, absolutely. Could it do it in a way that allows us to manage risk? I don't. Not the way I manage risk. I don't believe so. So, yeah, you go in there with a couple of contracts and you hope you can scalp out some ticks on one, get to break even, it comes up and tags you out. So you're risking a 50 to 70 point hit, excuse me, a $50 to $70 hit for the potential of walking away with 20 bucks. That's not the kind of risk reward ratios that we need to see in this game. And again, we're just ranging around. Now, if you draw a trend line through these guys here, you know, says, well, we can still be short. This bar here might violate that, and again, it may not. But you get the idea. There's just nothing here. I mean, you want to go long here? Nope, not me. Why? Well, because we're going to go right back up into resistance. That's been pretty damn strong resistance right there at 35. So again, we're just rotational in this range. I expect that we're going to stay rotational in this range for some time. So, why do I say that? Well, because the Congress is voting on a giant spending package this morning, but they don't really kick that off till 11. So these are just what I will call positioning bets for the big guys, and it's retail trade whipsaws for us mere mortals. So we're 1648 positive on the day in the cash account. We know that we can expect this kind of whipsaw action for the most part. We could fiddle fart around and just try to be on the right side for when it breaks. It will eventually break out. It could be an hour, it could be 2 hours, could be 10 seconds. But in the meantime, your risk-reward ratios suck. That's not a game that I want to play. So I'm going to take my $16.48 combined with my massive 12-cent profit from yesterday, and we're going to consider today's trading done. Had I not fumbled on that long breakout up there, I know better than to take breakout trades. I did not think it was a breakout trade. I want to be clear on that. I was following the volume. I was wrong. Perfectly fine. That's what happens with trades. So, I just want to be clear on that, though. I am not a breakout trader, at least not on purpose. Turns out that time I was exactly a breakout trader, and I got the experience of what most breakout traders get. I got my ass handed to me. Thank you for sharing. Had we not done that, we'd be up closer to 50 bucks. So, you know, if I coulda, woulda, shoulda. But just because I fumbled it doesn't mean that the opportunity wasn't there, and we could very well be more significantly green and end the day early. So, I'm going to treat this as a learning experience, and I'm going to say that this trading day is done for me. I'm going to go find something else to do and come back after 11, see what happened. Good luck, everybody, if you're still trading.